Alright, welcome back for Chapter 2. The vixen stepped nearer. A looping movement, one leg was too short, perhaps once broken. I folded it on myself, becoming as small as possible. A speck of dirt on the wooden fence. I wished I had mastered Peary's tricks before disappearing. Had the vixen glimpsed me? Would she pick up my scent? She paused only brush lengths in front of me. Fear coursed through my body, snickering waves. The vixen reached out a paw and gnawed a burr. Was it possible she hadn't seen me with that piercing gray stare? Her whiskers twitched. "Did you say there were only 4? A tawny fox drew near to the vixen. The rest of the strange sulk was standing at attention, ready to pounce. The tawny fox had a slender gait. Her narrow brush dusted the ground. I noticed a strange scar near the top of her foreleg, a pattern like a broken rose, beautiful and ghastly. The parents focusing soon. The great Ma, too." She had a jittery voice. I whimpered inside, "Where's my family?" The vixen's whiskers flexed with tension. "Them and no others? Just one cub born to the maw of the den?" The slender fox ears perked up. "One cub. Carcass. 4 foxes in all. Have you reason to think?" The vixen wheeled around and snapped at her. "I told you not to ask questions!" The slender fox cringed. "I'm sorry," she mumbled. That single gray eye glowered into the gathering darkness. For a moment, the vixen took in the tall, square building that was the den of the Furless. Light flickered through one of its large spy holes. You never know who could be listening. The elders have eyes, hooded eyes, everywhere. My heart thundered in my chest. It was all I could do not to turn and run back beneath the fence to the wild way. They would hear. They would catch me. The thick-set fox shook out her fur. I smelled cinder and ash. Our enemies will not get far. Todd is really searching for traitors. All of them. She slammed down her forepaw. The other foxes threw back their heads. Their voices rose in haunting cackles. "Traitors!" they cried. "All of them traitors!" I huddled to the earth as the vixen turned. She began to lead the others beyond the den, looping over the fallen branch to the wild way. I could breathe again, but only just. I hurried to the den. The embers were low, the last crackles of charcoal drifting like mist. I peered inside, taking in the ash that coated the bed of twigs. There was a patch of dappled fir tree, silver and gold. I spotted a red trickle of bittersweet blood. I stifled a cry. My family have disappeared. Their scent still lingered on the bark of the tree trunk, the cold, bitter earth, the twigs on the soil. I turned to stare into the yard. The light was fading fast. The light was fading fast. The dusk, a gloomy pelt, swathed in the world in darkness. "Ma? Peary?" My ears rotated and I listened. I could hear a furless creature inside its huge den, barking in a low voice. But outside, there was no reassuring yelp from my parents, no playful yips from Peary. Instead, I heard a rustle of leaves. There was movement near the fallen branch that led to the Wild Way. My heart leaped with hope. The silhouette of a fox. It might be Fa. It might be... I made out small round ear. I made out small round ears and a lumbering frame. In vanishing light, the single gray eye flashed green. My blood curdled in my chest. A foxling! I knew it! Suddenly, she was flanked by others, who bounced along the branch to the Wild Way. They stormed the patch with jaws bared, howling and cackling. I scrambled around and bolted beneath the fence into the Wild Way, breaking through the long grass, past the tree where the beetle had scurried to safety. My legs flew beneath me as I divided under a hedge, skidding onto the ground of the other side. I was beyond the Wild Way, on hard stone paths of the Furless, squeezing beneath their wet legs as they stumbled in surprise. They pointed and muttered as I flew past. I tried to avoid them, scrambling up steps and under hedges to the shadowy lands behind their giant dens. I sensed that the foxes were still behind me, edging along buildings just out of sight. I thought of Pierre and our games, the safety and comfort of his muzzle on my neck. My pace quickened. My mind was a jumble. Why did those foxes come? What did they want? I was scarcely aware of the world that word passed my whiskers. The buildings were all a blur. I knew only one thing, that my family was gone, that our den was abandoned. I had to find them. A mangler howled, and the ground thundered. I leaped across its path without daring to look. In an instant, I was panting on the far side of the Deathway. I sheeted against a wall as other manglers careened past, glaring at me with white eyes. Manglers were the greatest hazards of the snarl. Boxy, hulking beasts with spinning paws and arched backs. They stared forever forward with bright and blinking eyes, prowling the endless coil of stone paths we called the Deathway. Their bodies were strangely hollow, and the furless road within them. Though the Deathway might look empty and quiet at one moment, this is just another furless trap. Manglers were deadly fast. I remember Great Ma's warnings. The Deathbreather claims more foxes than all other assassins. But the Deathway was everywhere, impossible to avoid. Its many claws etched paths through the snarl where shimmering manglers haunted the night and day. I had to find a place where the Deathway ended. But no matter how far I ran, it was always there. What if it went on forever? My legs quivered with exhaustion, refusing to be still. I struggled to catch my breath when I blinked. I saw echoes of the burning fires of the great snarl, the floating bright globes of blazing eyes of manglers. It was a land of gray walls and hard dens, broken ground and thumping beats. My head spun and I clamped my eyes shut, waiting for the world to slow down around me. At least I eluded the foxes. There was no hint of their scent on the evening air, but doing so, I lost my way. I was coward as another mangler screeched past me on the Deathway. I wasn't supposed to be here. Great Ma's voice again inside my head, rustling against the din of the great snarl. The Deathbreather is the Furless's cruelest trick. Treat it, Raleigh. Never trust it. No matter how calm it seems, she'd be furious. She'd be furious. As if she found how many times I crossed it tonight. My brush sagged quite guiltily. But of course, Great Ma wasn't where she would be either, not at the den. I remember the sharp tang of the cinders, the scarlet embers that smoked without warmth, the trail of blood. I knew instantly that the vixen with the gray eye would return to our patch with her horrible salt. I was better off far from that place, and so was my family, if only we were together. It was neither day nor night in the land of the furless. No trace of the sun remained in the sky, but bright globes hung on straight black-backed trunks, lighting the paths of the furless when it grew dark. I could hear the whispering hisses and feel the faint vibration of their thrumming. Dark clouds eddied above them, sticky with promise of rain. Clusters of furless stems blocked the horizon. Gleaming spy holes were cut in their dark frames. I saw movement within, a furless prowling, the flicker of colorful scenes, turning slowly, gazing up. I noticed the den seemed to rise in one direction, creeping higher and higher into the sky. Perhaps it was possible to look over the great snarl, to get a better view, to find my family. I stole along the bank of the Deathway, making my way to the higher climbs. The great snarl was a grimy maze of fences and dead ends. Okay, I can't read this song. I'm going to have to take a break. My throat's hurting. Well, if you want to read anymore, just pause and read. Okay, you're good. I'll finish reading next time.